Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not that spiritual where I'm going. I'm not spiritual enough to go. Some people, they so spiritual they can sit in jail. It's a great martyrdom. I'm very spiritual. Take me. You feel what I'm saying? You teaching. I'm real spiritual. Now they teaching meditation in jails. Did y'all hear about that? To submit, to make you submit to the forces that be. I'm not submitting under any state. There's no spirituality that's going to tell me to submit to this devil. And anybody saying be at peace and find a state of love with your enemy is trying to make you submit. When people are trying to oppress you and take what's yours, you should be mad and angry as hell. Throw your yoke out the window. You trying to take what's mine, I'm mad. You feel me? It's a reality. I cannot be spiritual then. I can do yoga with y'all. I'm peaceful. You understand what I'm saying? We need to take some of this spirituality and direct it internally. Don't try to be at peace with the world when the world is not at peace with you. And your peace needs superior warfare with the world. Why do they have the peace that they have in Saudi Arabia? Or Korea? Or Japan? Or China? Because of their warfare against those that would disturb the peace. Am I correct? That's correct. The Dalai Lama got ran up out of Tibet because he was peaceful, but he wouldn't have no superior warfare. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they said, well, go over to India and meditate. You ain't going to meditate here no more. Did they tell the Dalai Lama that? Sure did. You got to get up out of here. And he went. And he talking about world peace. Create it. Create it. We want peace, we must create it. We must be organized. We must be practical to manifest it. It's a practical thing. Some people think we're going to change the world just through our minds. But the all is mind. Everything you're looking at is mind. So if you change your mind, you change the planet simultaneously. You can't just change it here. You must change it both places at the same time. When I'm talking to you now, I'm talking to mind. And any changes that happen here happen in mind. Not just in my brain, but in the mental vibration of the universe. So when we change it out here, that's changing mind. I'm saying all that to say that we must be practical and we must be centered on black supremacy. And combined our spirituality must be focused in what? Black supremacy. And in the work. Not just an idealistic concept, but the work. We got to start finding ways that we can mix our development in with the work. Just to give you an example. Okay, I know that I got you people here by doing work on the internet, by working hard and digitally, by making these videos and being able to handle these tasks. So I got to combine my yoga with doing this work. That means if I got to send out 20, then let me do 20 push-ups or 20 movements on the chair. I ain't going to want to leave the chair. Back at one temple, I had one of them exercise machines that where you work out your whole body. You know what I'm saying? In all positions, and that was my chair. And I would do a little work on the computer, and then I would work out on that machine. You follow what I'm saying? I mixed it to stay on the work, though. Because I know I'm not a fitness instructor, so I'm not going to liberate my people with fitness. I might get a job at Bally's. But it's going to take more than fitness for me to liberate my people. I can be a yoga instructor, but it's going to take more than yoga for me to liberate my people. It's going to take work. It's going to take me doing security. It's going to take me getting on this computer, doing what I got to do. Getting to the people, getting the message out. It's going to take an aggressive ministry to reach our people. So I need to combine what I'm doing with that. You follow what I'm saying? I need to fit it all in together. I need to create a style. You follow what I'm saying? We don't realize that martial arts styles and systems were created relative to what the people that were going through. And I say that once again, the whole Shaolin martial arts was developed so people can fight, can use garden tools to fight against people that was trying to destroy the temple because all they was doing was meditating. And their temples was under attack and being destroyed. So they had to mix their spirituality in with a fighting style so that they could protect the temples. So we got to mix our spirituality in with a work style where we can do things simultaneously. We can multitask. Some of us have got so spiritual that we have got irrelevant to what it takes to take back our whole community. Do you hear what I'm saying? We have got irrelevant to that task. What we do is not even related to getting our community back. Do you follow what I'm saying? And if we don't get into that level of organization and militancy, we're going to be doing yoga in jail cells in the next 5 years. We got to mix in what we're doing with what needs to be done. We got to blend it. We can't take the culture of someone that is not a revolutionary. We cannot take the spiritual systems of people that are not revolutionaries, that are capitalists, that are making money. We take their systems and we try to live them out. Those systems are not relevant to revolution. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had people, doing different styles of capoeira. And I asked them, could you do that on an elevator? Because at the time I was living in a building that had an elevator in it. I said, if you can't do it on an elevator, then it's not relevant right now. You don't have room to get a jingle in on an elevator. So you gotta adapt to this situation. You might need a little Wing Chun or something like that. Or Muay Thai to throw some quick bows and get it over with. You follow what I'm saying? So we must adapt. We must not be traditionalists. A lot of people come to me with traditionalism. My way took a lot of everything to perfect this into a liberation. You follow what I'm saying? I took some of everything and saw how it could be used for liberation. We got to continue to do that. We have to be like water and keep adapting ourselves to freedom. The pride of traditionalism makes people slaves because they won't let go of traditions to fit what it takes for freedom. That's a fact. We got to be willing to learn what works, get incorporated into what works. When people come to me with the spiritual systems, they say, well, I got this spiritual system way from China. It was handed on by these ancient masters. What the hell that got to do with what's going on in our community today? Those styles were created for revolution in them times, in them conditions. We in a different condition. So you just got the Chinese man's nuts in your mouth. They did this and this. That's what their situation. This is a different situation. Take some of that and mix it with some of that. But we say, brother, we creating a successful revolution. We've had results. And you still talking to me about what some Jap done told you. You feel me? You still addicted to what some chink done said. Or some storefront Negro. At the end of the day, all you know how to run is a damn storefront. Keep it real. You know storefront security. So we got to challenge these individuals with the after-work spirituality because they created an after-work spiritual system so that you can keep giving them money. You know what I'm saying? Because it's capitalism. This is not an after-work spiritual system. This is a way of life. This is a day-to-day manifestation of black liberation. Day-to-day. And it needs to be cultivated. And it needs to be taken seriously from that perspective. Do you follow what I'm saying? So the traditional, even black people, the traditions that they have come with, we got to ask, what are those traditions for? When I look at a man, I see his way of life. I can't, isolate a historian from how he lived. Some of us can do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? We isolate things. We don't look at things within a full context and say, well, how did this work? How can you teach me about revolution and you ain't get out there? You was afraid of battle. You ain't got no battles. You was afraid of scuffles. You said everything nice So people would like you to make sure you didn't get your ass whooped. Do you hear me? But then you're going to tell me about revolution. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to work. So they have spiritual systems that are relative to the or conducive to the level of imprisonment that they have. What does that mean we got to do? We got to get into a new spiritual system and a new way of life that supports revolution. You're going to have people bringing the old. This is what Bobby Hemming and Phil Valentine said. I love Bobby Hemming and Phil Valentine. I listen to their stuff. It's very valuable, but you got to know how to apply it and take from it. But when have they took over a community? You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't apply. But they're going to hold you to some knowledge that's not applicable to the results. That has to change. Fit ourselves into that divine intelligence that's relative to nation building as it relates to freedom and liberation. That's a fact. Fit ourselves into that. Flow with that. And then now begin to learn from your experience in that. Test all the knowledge you have from your own effectiveness. Do you see what I'm saying? I got to do that every day. I got to test the book knowledge that I have and weigh it up against how things are effective. Book knowledge might say one thing, but you see how you're doing something that is more effective, is more working. Some people going to give up what's effective and stick to book knowledge. Because they want to live out somebody's what? Somebody else's reality. You can't. You can only live out your own reality at the end of the day. That's the only one you can live out. That's the only one you will know to be real and that you will know to be true. We got to get into that one. So when you look at that, there's no right way to do things outside of the results that you seek to achieve. We are not result orientated. We are religious. We want to live like the Hebrews did 1,000 years ago. We don't have a result for the day. We're going to live like a Hebrew and wait for Yah to come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't have our own result. But result create form. Results produce form. The form of how you get to those results become your form. How you get to the result becomes your form. If you have no results, your form becomes formlessness. It's not going nowhere. Do you follow what I'm saying? We want results now. We don't want to believe in what's going to happen in the end of time. We want results now. We choose to have results now. So we must be result orientated. The way we have been doing things here has allowed us to be free. Have allowed us to be liberated. People talking less radical have already been killed by now at the age that I'm at. Do you hear me? Talking less radical. And not just talking less radical, doing less radical. Have been killed. What's working? Something's working. I haven't mixed capitalism with this for a reason. I haven't mixed traditionalism with this for a reason. I can listen to the ancestors. They talk to me and guide me in how this manifests. But in order to do that, I had to surrender to freedom. And they guide me step by step, move by move, right in my consciousness. No tradition. They'll tell you. You in the middle of the desert, you ain't got no book. Something better occur to you. Some light better come on. I call that light the ancestors. And I'm open to that light to come on because I do not have a defeatist attitude. I will not become insecure for a moment. So guess what? I can only become more secure then, right? If there's no way for me to become insecure for one moment, what's left? Security. That's the mentality that we have to have. So I challenge people coming